Coach is Rick Stewart with allaccesscoaching.com. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below so we can let you know when new content's been uploaded.
So the first one that we're going to talk about is our zone dive rules. All right, and we do this off of zone dive instead of handing it to the B-back. The B-back, essentially, it comes up and it's going to be like a quarterback ISO. He's just going to mesh through there and go up and get the linebacker, and the quarterback's going to follow him. And so we can do it one of two ways. We can go ahead and Indian block it where we get the slide on the inside of the 5 technique. The tackle is going to punch and try to turn him out and get the tackle up, lead the B-back on there. We can also have the tackle block out, which is what we did quite a bit with Major in the playoffs. And so these are our rules for basic zone dive moving forward. Now, this is the Frio tag is what we used in the playoffs. And you'll see here, this is where the tackle is going to block out on the 5 technique. This is an even front. All right. Our normal rule was that we had the slot insert and B-back's going to fake it, and then he's going to come out and he's going to lead up on there, and the quarterback's just going to follow him. What we did in the playoffs is, because we were going to run against Centennial, we knew that this hanger right here was eyeballing our slot. So if we inserted him, that hanger is going to fold in and it's going to clog up this hole. So what we did is we had the slot come out here on the hanger, the outside linebacker, and then we just essentially, like I said, turned it into a B-back ISO or a Q-back Q ISO. So here's some game film, and I got quite a bit of game film because I do a lot better job of teaching off of this. This is our Frio call. You can see our slot right here. He's going to go get this outside linebacker. They're taking their 5 technique and they're closing him down. The B-back should read this just like he would if he had the ball and lead up on the Mike linebacker. And then the quarterback's going to just follow him in there. You see how the B-back is just burying himself into the line where he could really come right here and get this linebacker, and we have a real scene here, okay? And again, this was something, you know, we did fine. We got 4 yards. We could have got a whole lot more if the B-back would have executed more. That's not a very good step by a right tackle. You can see he's getting his feet crossed. His pad level's way too high. All right. He's anticipating that guy staying out, but he's not ready for him to slant inside. And the same thing with the B-back. He's not doing that either. Okay, this is just out of a normal split set. You can see right here the tackle. He's going to take that guy down or slant towards the field. The slot gets his guy taken care of. The B-back gets just enough for the linebacker. And then the quarterback, you can see where the safety's fit. And this is what I was thinking on that overset earlier that I said was a bad call by me. And so I thought that's how that safety was going to fit. Obviously, it's a different kid. And so that's the reason why the earlier call wasn't a great call. Really good job by a receiver. Blocking. We get just enough of this linebacker by the B-back. Right there. For Major to have a seam and get up the field. Okay. All right, now this is the next game in the playoffs. They saw what we were doing. You can see Collegeville is bringing this outside linebacker, and they're just folding him in. And so now the slot He's trying to trap him. But again, it's not real clean. We got bodies all over the place. We got the holes really condensed. The Major is able to get through there and break some tackles and get some positive yards. You can see our B-back. He ends up on this hanger, and we get one short because the linebacker's unblocked. He almost runs by it, and Major cuts behind him. And so that's the benefit of having a great quarterback, like I said, a great quarterback, is that you can allow him to do things that your traditional spread quarterback these days doesn't do. Again, really small seam. They're doing a better job here. The outside linebacker is staying outside. Our right tackle gets off the ball, gets up underneath the DN's pads, and he's getting him driven. B-back, I'd like him to be a little bit more physical on this linebacker. And then we get Major up. This is our tight end set. So we have a tight end up top. We got a receiver here, and we're going to run it back away from that because they're overloading to the tight end side. So the tackle here, this is the one he gets drilled. You can see he gets taken straight back, but the B-back does a lot better job of reading the hole and getting up on the linebacker. You can see right there, that's the seam that we're looking for. Okay. And with the outside linebacker reading our slot here, okay, remember what I said, we did this because we knew going into the game he was reading him. So if we inserted him, like on mid-double, he would have been right there and it would have clogged this hole up. So it cleans it up a little bit here the way we're doing it. And you can see right there, our tackle's way too high and his feet die, but we get this slot on the hanger. Our guard gets this guy pinned pretty well, and the B-back reads it, gets on that linebacker, and that backside safety, really good player. He was able to get all the way across. But essentially, like I said, this turns into like a quarterback ISO type of deal. Okay, we're in our tight end set this time over here to the left. All right. And so the right tackle is blocking that guy out. They're slanting to the field, so our right guard's technique is not great. He's way too high. I mean, you can see his numbers right there. Let me get a better angle here. You can see his numbers as this guy slants. His footwork's not real great. Okay. The center's running off and leaving the backside guard. The B-back does a nice job of seeing the hole. But again, we're getting the ball in a guy's hands that is a really good athlete. And he's able to make some things happen and get 5 yards. We were very explosive early in the year. And what ended up happening is whenever Major moved to quarterback, we had to become more of a grinding team. And you can see right here, and for Major, that was really hard because he had some really big runs. If you stick around for some of the other talks, you'll see how big runs he had. We're back in our tight end set. Okay, right here. Tight end is to the left. We're going to be running it up top. So you're going to have the right tackle on this defensive end. This time he's slanting out. Okay, the slot again is confused. He should be coming out to this hanger, what we call hanger, outside linebacker, okay, and blocking him. He's just kind of standing there. He's not real good. He's also one of our safeties, so we get him very sparingly on offense. So Major was a slot for us, an A-back, and then when we moved to quarterback, we had to start using some guys we don't use as much at A-back that played more defense. You can see right here, Major, and we had a talk on the sideline. I said, you just have to take what they give you. You're not, at quarterback, you're not going to get real big plays. And you can see right there, he's trying to cut it back. He ends up keeping his feet moving and moving forward and getting us 4. But if he would have just followed that B-back in there, you see the B-back's doing a lot better job. If he follows him in there, he's got a seam. Okay? The guard, look at how his pad level is. I mean, you can see right here, that was something we struggled with all year with our O-line is their pad level. All right, and I think that's part of the reason why he's trying to cut that thing back. All right, here we're going to be tight end set up to the top. We're going to be running it down here weak. Our right tackle finally figures out this guy's slanting to him inside just about every time, so he does a really good job of taking him down. The slot gets that guy cut. The B-back reads it right, and this is how it's drawn up on the board. Okay, this is why we put this play in, because this 10-1 guy can make, if he gets in the open field, nobody's catching it. And so once we get everybody on the same page, we go from 4 yards to 60. And that's what we're kind of looking at. Right here, a little bit better job. Still bad pad level by the right tackle. The right guard's pad level is better. Okay, but I'm really happy with how the B-back finally figured this out. Saw where the hole was going to be, read what the tackle was doing, got up on this linebacker and got on it. He was a little bit more physical there with him. Now, here's another tight end set. He's to the right. We're going to run it to the right, to the tight end side. Tight end takes his guy down. The B-back doesn't do a really good job of reading this. He could have slid outside the tight end and come up on the safety. You see the slot, he's kind of in between. He doesn't know whether he should go up to the safety or out to this number 21, because we got a tight end set. And our second talk, we're going to talk about our triple option to this side. They really over-rotated over here, right? They've got this guy and the safety. So they got both their safeties over here. They just have a corner backside. And so we're outnumbered a little bit here. And the side gets up to this play side safety, but we're outnumbered with 21. All right? Main thing here to me is the B-back is not real clean in there. He's not reading this. But again, this is towards the end of the game. We're trying to run out the clock, get it to where they're using all their timeouts so that we can start nailing on the ball. And we're getting 3 yards. Okay, tight end side up to the left. We're going to run it down here to the right. This is 3rd and 8. Our right tackle, they're slanting out there because they knew that that's what we were running. You can see the D-line is all slanting this way. They knew this is what we were trying to do here. The right tackle takes him out. The side gets his guy rolled off. Again, not great technique by the offensive line, but if you sit here and watch, the B-back does a decent job, and Major does a nice job of finding a little bit of a seam and getting the first down so that we can keep the chains moving where they have to use another timeout. The way it's set up with them slanting, the center's able to get up to this inside linebacker or left guard on a scoop block. He allows that guy to kind of cross his face. If he gets that guy rolled off, it's really clean in there. The B-back does a nice job of reading it and getting up to the next level. This is our tight end set. Again, to the left. This is 1st and 10. The side gets on the hanger, he cuts him, the B-back kind of gets taken care of. We're outnumbered with this corner, and they know we're not running triple option here, and so Major just makes him miss and gets up the field and gets us another first down. Again, we're trying to run out the clock here. Right there, we get everybody walled off. B-back doesn't get up on the linebacker. He gets caught up inside. Would have liked for Major to stay in bounds so that the clock would have continued to run. Okay, another tight end set up top. You can see we're running this over and over and over again. He really carried us in the playoffs. And this time, he's going to try and follow, and everybody's really kind of slanting that way because, again, they know we're running it to our right. And so he just hesitates and cuts behind the left guard's block and gets up the field. The tight ends are really the culprit here. If he gets that guy rolled off, we get a lot more yards than 4 here. Okay, you see, and that's just Major being an athlete. And that's one of the reasons why we try to get our best athletes at quarterback, because at times when we have these called runs with the quarterback, they just make things happen.
Coach is Rick Stewart with allaccesscoaching.com. I really hope this video helps make you a better coach. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below so we can let you know when new content becomes available, because we're all about coaches helping coaches. And remember, coach, better today, never as good as tomorrow.